All right, welcome back to Morning Live here on SABC News. We're still coming to you live from Hilton Hotel here in Sandton in Johannesburg. It's one of our TNA business breakfast show in collaboration with SABC. And of course, we're wrapping up. September is a heritage month. Minister, it's also a tourism month. And I believe the two goes together.
Cultural tourism.
It's one thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you see, the thing is that everything starts with culture. And everything else follow. People would want, first and foremost, to understand the people of that particular country, how they live, what cuisine they eat, what's their...
Before you even go there.
Every other thing follows. So it's culture.
Yeah, it's one thing. All right, you at home can become part of the discussion at #TNA BizBrief at Morning Live SABC. That is our Twitter handle. If you have questions to the member of the panel, please feel free to post them now. Let me come to you, Napo. Minister was talking about human treasures sitting in South Africa, but the question is, are we really making use of them? I saw many legends this morning. Ubab Joma Fela was here as well. A lot of them are here. For reference.
I think the most important thing is, before we even start to celebrate the essence of the young culture, the contemporary, stories, that we need to know where we come from. And the fact that we have walking bookshelves among us. We've got living libraries among us in song, in theater, in film, in visual arts. And I think if we can start knowing and understanding and affirming and acknowledging that we come from something, and that apartheid or colonization might have robbed us of who we are and the essence of our culture and heritage, but that if we, the young people, we start taking ownership of that, reclaim it, and claim these legends that live among us, and write about them and celebrate them, it will be easy for us, to stand firm, but also to pick up the baton that they have, of course, been carrying for all these years.
And another important issue here, preservation of our African languages.
Definitely.
This thing, if Napo, as I said, words are poemic, English it doesn't rhyme, and yet it does.
And it definitely does. I mean, I always say that the reason why I'm a poet and I write in Sesotho and English, there are things that even if I were to translate them in English, they would never have the same depth. They would never have the same understanding. There's a reason why mother tongue. And there's nothing as beautiful as standing on the world stages. And then we talk and say, and that's how, like culturally and traditionally, we documented our stories. That's how we knew the wars that we won, how we preserved ourselves, how we identified ourselves as African, how we knew that there's no difference between Nakile Musoto and someone of a different cultural group or ethnicity, that all of us are Africans and that actually Africa lives in us. So I kind of feel like it's very important for young people to know who by Hana Poema Kapila Buaka Sesotho. It's pride. Yes. It's me reclaiming who I am. It's me saying to the world, you cannot write my story because my story is embedded in me. Just so that our viewers at home can get to understand what do you mean, Hore. We've got to feel it, regardless of what language you're using. Basotho, Haribulem Makrepe, Khwase Bushali. Ge thetle Sesotho, ge anye maele dikapolelo le diloto, ge khobe le tsopa le salimetsi, hore mogaketsi a tla gaketse ka bogeleke. Nna ke se ke tlamme thuto ya ka ke lebile sekhutlong sa wetsi kwakwa mo tsebo e fetang kutlo ya motho ke batla ba ditšhaba ba mpotsa hore ke tswa kae ke re ke tswa Hamantila ha ba re o jele mo ke re ke jele bohobe ha ba re futsetse kang ke re ka metsi a pula ha ba re thella rutle ke re ke mohlakwana wa pholo ya disamama ilangwa thela ke mohlakwana wa Napo Mashiane ngwana bo sepekelesa bo paile le paisi se thebe ile nana phakwetona hlola ke tsahadi ha ke je sengwate sa maobane ke ja polokwe ke tlaisha ha militithea ha dikgomo tsa bo mailangwa thela dikena Mosotho khwasa bohlala
It's fela mo hanya. Beautiful. Minister, this is what we're talking about. I know you're not so to speaking, but you could feel it, couldn't you?
Yes, that's the pride of our language. As Napo has said, there are things you would say in any African language, but which can't be translated in another language. Otherwise, you'll do a direct translation, which is meaningless. That's the richness of the
it
language.
is true. Beautiful, beautiful, Napo. Thabo, let us come to you. Why did you take off your medal, man?
Oh man,
How can
too much attention. Too much attention.
But tell us about, how do you feel about the award? It must be the greatest feeling ever.
You know, I'll tell you what I feel about this award. This just validates casting a South African actor to play a South African lead in a South African story about us, for us.
Oh, yes.
We have an uncomfortable history. And you know, I laugh when people say, oh no, South Africans are always making apartheid movies. We actually haven't. This might be the first one we have made. You know, we've had British people tell our stories for us, and that's why they're going to cast Idris Elba. That's why they're going to cast Denzel Washington. We've had Americans do that. We've never had a director brave enough like Mthethwa here to take a South African, an unknown South African actor, put him right there and say, this film depends on you in this performance. The responsibility I felt was I had to validate that I mattered here, and it was a big, sorry to say this, a middle finger for every time they overlooked us. Every time they made us feel small for playing ourselves, every time they didn't think we could own our own stories. And we took a film that has so many different languages. This is Ndebele, Afrikaans, Zulu, Sesotho, Tswana Pedi, and we took it to bricks. Those people don't understand those languages, and they still found value in what we say, in our performance, in our emotion. So we are good enough. We're not just good enough, we're better than good enough.
Yeah. But you and I were talking earlier on with regard to the issue your funding constraints, or it's actually a huge problem.
Yeah. You know, there's this funny thing like, oh no, bums on seats type thing. Like, we need to get this famous actor because he brings bums on seats. But the same thing wasn't said of, for example, District 9, which had an unknown white actor as the lead. The film did exceptionally well. So the truth of the matter is, it's got nothing to do with bums on seats. Tell great stories. They will fund you if you have a great story that shows the light of this people that has been made to play small this whole time. We're going to get funding because we're going to make better stories. And the more funding you put in, the more business gets involved, the more corporate world gets involved with the arts. There are fantastic opportunities to advertise and market yourselves. So fund the arts. There's great ways to perpetuate our stories, our feel. And we'd like to thank the government. We'd like to thank all these guys who've come on and backed films, man. It's a business. It's not charity. There's great opportunities for everyone involved. And let's just
and
bring them
surely
up.
there's talent in South Africa, isn't
Yeah,
there? Huge.
Plenty.
Yeah.
A black South African director did this film. You must remember this name. Mthethwa, please remember it. He will change the scape of African cinematography forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Minister, the issue of finance, as Thabo was mentioning it just now, that's where your department gets involved.
Well, not only finance, but the thinking, the perspective itself. The perspective which is about not only through film, music, dance, and so on. The catchword here is that let us tell our story. You know, the old African adage that until lions have their own historians, the tale about the hunt will always favor the hunter. We are our own historians. Let's write our story. What this says is that it's more of what we have, as Thabo is saying. It's not about quantity of films you produce, but what quality do you have? You know, with the 90% local content at SABC, for instance, which we upload to practitioners, actors and everybody else, and singers, what we said is that it imposes an obligation to do more quality work, because we are not going to fill the space with everything simply because there is a local content which has to be filled. Government will and continues to support up and coming film makers and so on. There will be limitations. It's a partnership also with the corporate world out there, and we urge them that in all the genres of arts and culture, we need all of them to come on board so that we appreciate who we are as South Africans and not appreciate elsewhere, but at home.
All right. Swami, let me just bring you here once again. Just before we went on an ad break, you were talking to us about the Living Legends Legacy Trust. Talk to us about what it entails. What do you look into?
Yes, I think when the minister initiated the idea of the Living Legends Trust, it made so much sense to me, because we have amongst us great, talented people that we never make use of. At times they even die poor. There is absolutely no reason why, when we have so much richness, people have to die poor. We are not poor. We are rich. Therefore, with the Living Legends, we have 9 disciplines, from the visual arts to theater to heritage. And we have people who are amazing. Dr. Wali Serot is part of it. Peter Makubane is part of the trust. We have Don Matera, an amazing human being, is part of it. And we have Stompy Manana, we have Adele Blank, we have Fred Hagerman. So we have these, Leta Mbulu, who is my deputy. We have these people who have great ideas. At times they die. But I want to come back to the funding of it. We as Africans have not understood about marketing ourselves. There's money. You may not find it in South Africa because corporate South Africa have a different kind of thinking. But overseas, people appreciate, just like you see Ladysmith Black Mambazo. We need to package all these genres in such a way that it makes sense to anyone out there. We've been talking to various CEOs, from Starbucks to the Marriotts and all those people, because they value what we have. We don't have to struggle about funding. And we are going to be having an online music academy, which will be the first. And we are going to have a film academy online, where you'll have, whether you want to have Caiphas Menya, spend time for an hour, or you have Quincy Jones spend time an hour, just so that you understand how to be inspired and create your own stories. So
and also share your wisdom,
sure,
I believe. Yeah. Well, we're taking a break once again, but please do keep your tweets coming at Morning Live SABC, #TNA Beesbreeze. When we come back, we take the questions from the floor.